Cooling or heating system on a fritz? Call the pros at Blue Flame Heating, Air and Electric today.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So inshallah we'll continue with tafsir after we take a little bit break. And we continue Surah Al-Waqi'ah, now from ayat 63. Ayat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أفرأيتم ما تهرثون أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Tell me, the seed that you sow in the ground, is it you that make it grow, or are we the grower? Once more, the Quran, in perfect ease and simplicity, puts before people something which is well known to them and which they repeatedly see. It shows how God's hand works to bring it all about, showing them the miracle they overlook when it is always happening in front of their very own eyes.
So after Allah mentioned about the people of As-Sabiqun, that is Sahaba, the almost foremost, and then we have Ashabul Yamin, the second class of Jannah, right? And then we talk about Ashabul Shima, people of Hellfire, right? So Allah described how look like Jannah. So now Allah SWT invite us to reflect about Him, because the reason that people are easy to commit sin because you don't know Him. And because Allah is unseen, so Allah SWT asks us to look one of His creation. And this is talk about the plant, about the trees, right? But before I continue, human being only can, improve or develop something, but not in the essence. For example, we have talk about the about the farm, the trees, and all this, right? And people, of course, now to produce more, they use technology and all this add for something. But people cannot produce seed. So can you produce apple seed? No. Apple, banana, no. Right? So then the mu'min, when you look at something, they almost, wow, how wonder Allah do that. Right? A small seed, didn't have power. How the seed can push the earth and come out slowly and become trees. One seed can become, hundreds of people. Right? SubhanAllah. So he said, is it you, the one who make the tree grow up, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yeah? The reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because every day you see the trees, you see the farm, right? But not many of us, they reflect. So it's very important that said when you talk to your son, your daughter, for example, you eat apple, it's where the apple come from. It's a safe way. They will there. Okay, the safe way they buy. From the farmer, from the garden, what the garden did. So try to reflect it. The garden just put the seed. Can he make, for example, I want this apple to be red, this apple green? No. That's in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Yeah. لو نشاء لجعلناه طاما فظلتم تفكهون إنا لمغرمون بل نحن محرومون.
If we willed, we could make it dry debris, and you would remain in wonder, saying, indeed, we are now in debt. Rather, we have been deprived. The seed or the grain begins its journey to reproduce its kind, moving on like one who knows the way, stage after stage, one who will never commit the like of a human error, who will never change course or deviate from the path. It is the hand of God that guides it throughout this remarkable journey. Had He willed, He would have turned it into chaff even before it yielded this crop. It is by God's will that the seed and grain progress along the way to the end of their respective journeys.
Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to reflect us because not everybody they plant the seed, like the farmer, they one time in Indonesia, they plant the seed, everything, then the flood came, everything destroyed. Right? Or like the story of people have garden, he was arrogant, he said, why you don't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why you don't, when you enter the garden, said, MashaAllah. And he said, no, this because of my knowledge, because I work hard. Right? And the next day it was destroyed. This will could happen. Yeah. So this is just to remind us that when you plant the seed, you only just tawakkal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? If something happened, just thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I remember Rasulullah told a story about a man was walking on the desert. Suddenly he heard the voice, because there's cloudy there. And the voice said, pour water to such and such. They mentioned the name. So they called him, move, and they drop water to only one area, right? And he just followed it. Heavy rain there. And after the rain stopped, he saw a man who was leading that water into his farm. He cut it. Says, Assalamu alaikum wassalam. Are you Abdullah? So just put the name Abdullah. Yes. How do you know me? He told the story, said, you mentioned me in the heaven. And I was scared, right? What did you do? Since you know my name, every time of harvest, I divided my harvest into 3. 1/3 I use it, right? 1/3 I give sadaqah. And 1/3 I cultivate again, right? So therefore, Rasulullah said, as-sadaqah tadful bala. Charity prevent you from calamity. So the other farm, they have problem. You have to waiting. Allah gives special for this. Subhanallah. Right? أفرأيتم الماء الذي تشربون أأنتم أنزلتم من المزن أم نحن المنزلون.
Tell me, the water that you drink, is it you who shed it from the rain cloud, or are we the shedder? Water is the source of life, its most essential component. God has so willed that without water, no life is possible. What role does man play with water? Is it anything beyond the fact that he drinks it? The one who made water out of the elements that produce it and who caused it to fall from the clouds bearing it is none other than God. Limitless is he in his glory.
Yeah. So Allah, after us to observe about the plant, the trees, the farm, now subhanahu wa ta'ala asked how this plant grow, right? He think about what? Water. Water is the source of everything, right? Basically, whatever Allah created in this universe is to fulfill the need of human beings. Subhanallah. The sunset, sunrise, the moon, the galaxy, all this huge planet is to serve human beings, subhanallah. Right? So he said, don't you think about the water that you drink? Are you the one who drank down, right? So therefore, why is it very important to follow etiquette, even to drink? Rasulullah said, when you drink, say Bismillah, Rahman Rahim. And drink 3 times. The sunnah. He said, don't drink like a camel. Camel just choo. Huh? So, stop. Yeah. And the Muslim doctor, he studied that. He know the wisdom behind it. I couldn't explain. Right? Yeah. So by saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I think what? You acknowledge that this water is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. So therefore, very interesting. 2 people, both of them thirsty. Then both of them, they found water, and both of them, they drink. But one will get reward by drinking, and the other not. right? And both can remove their thirst, right? But the other have extra. Why? Because they Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, subhanallah, right? In the end of Surah, what you call? Surah Al-Mulk. قل أرأيتم من أسباب ماؤكم غورا فمن يأتيكم بماء معين. If there is no water, Allah stop sending raining. There's no water everywhere. Who can bring the water? Nothing. Right? So therefore, one day a king, he went for hunting, and the way back, he lost everything. The water is gone. He almost died because he saw 30. Right? And then he saw a Bedouin. He was carrying a bottle. Don't let him the water put like in the skin. Oh, can I have the water? You have to pay. So how much? Half of your kingdom. Are you crazy? That water we have. It's up to you. If not, I put it. Subhanallah. Because he really, okay. I give you half my kingdom. Give him water. Right? I said, then he looked at him, look, your kingdom even not worthy than half of this water. So after he drink it, if Allah make that water stuck, you cannot drain it. How much do you give me? So I give all my kingdom. Subhanallah. You compare with, your kingdom not value, even with the urine and the cup of water. Yeah. But the problem that we not think Allah. So therefore one day Rasulullah, he was hungry and thirsty. And he walked with Abu Bakr and Umar, and then he went to one of Ansari. And so the first thing he offered the drink, right? And everybody was thirsty. Rasulullah took the drink like this and stopped. Said, Ya Abu Bakr, Umar, La tus'alunna anin na'im. So we'll ask even this water. Right? The reason that sometimes we did not realize the blessing of water, because you find it easy every day. You come home, you have water. You have water. So you have the bottle, everything. Right? So they didn't have value. Like fish. He was swimming with his friend. And then on the bank, if he heard human being was talking about the importance of water. Without water, we cannot live. Without water, there's no animal, no trees. So we're talking about important water. So the children was asking the fish were old. Said, what is water? They said, don't worry, you are in it. So he didn't know what water is. Yeah, because he used to. Right? So one of the dangers that sometimes we become used to with the blessing, we don't feel that the blessing. Right? One day there's a man, he was very rich. And then suddenly when he become old and older and become blind. You know what he said? He said, I rather to live under the bridge. I didn't have nothing, but I have eyes. Yeah. Yeah, this is it's very interesting, how the water, the water come from where? From the ocean. Right? The sun, it's like, but the ocean what? Salty. And how did water become salty? And then when the water moving, it's depend of the temperature. Temperature hot, they give water. Yeah. And also, it said that what you call when the ocean, the water of ocean, they become like what you call it, produce like we call bukhar, like gas. Steam, yeah, steam. That's the produce what's the cloud and all this. Right? Yeah. So if you're a scientist, you can explain better than me. لو نشاء جعلناه أجاجا فلولا تشكرون.
If we willed, we verily could make it salt and undrinkable. Why then do you not give thanks to Allah? It is He who has made the water sweet. Had He willed otherwise, He could have made it salty and bitter, undrinkable, and unable to produce life. Is it not right that they should express their gratitude to God for having willed it so?
Subhanallah. Yeah. One of the blessing, the water didn't have taste, not sweet, not sour, right? And people could on the boat, right? And become thirsty. And the water everywhere there. But it's salty. Subhanallah. Yeah. Mm. So here again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just a test of water is, if the test of water not like this, even you use for cook, you want to make soup and all this, maybe test not good. Allah make it like fresh like that, so you can use whatever you want. Yeah. Subhanallah. So now even people try to make the ocean water, as like in Saudi Arabia, they Allah give them technology, so the water, because you can take shower, you can drink it through that water. Yeah. But we human being only add something. When I was young, I never expected or think people going to sell and buy water. Did you? Because I remember I took water like this, like the well, and put it, and the water was good drink. And something we went to the river when we were young, we drink there. But alhamdulillah, good health. Right? We never think that people going to put water in butter and sell it. No, even a different name of kind of water. Yeah, we never think about. أفرأيتم النار التي تورون أنتم أنشأتم شجرتها أم نحن المنشئون.
And have you seen the fire that you ignite? Is it you who produced its tree, or are we the producer? Consider the fire you kindle. Is it you who grows its tree, or we? We made it a reminder for man and a comfort for desert dwellers.
Subhanallah. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind us the blessing of plant, the trees, all type of trees, and then the blessing, the ni'mah of water, noise, fire. Right? Without fire, there's no civilization. Right? Because, for example, how you can make the knife, for example. Knife from what? From the iron, and how to melt an iron. Yes, need the fire. Right? Subhanallah. All the furniture and all this because of the fire. Without fire in the winter, you become yeah. Without fire, how you can make barbecue? How make kebab? How you can have soup and all this? Right? Subhanallah. So everything that Allah created is to serve us. Right? So therefore, why I said the lowest have to serve the highest. The plant and the trees is to serve what? The animals and human being. The plants, the trees, the earths, and the animals serve food. Human being, right? So we have to be higher than that. So therefore, it is not make sense or we crazy. You worship the lower. You worship cow, you worship tree. Some people say, hey, Allah created you to serve you. So therefore, I said in the judgment, anything that people worship, Allah going to call him. Right? People worship the cow, for example. Allah will call a cow. Hey, did you ask him to worship it? Oh God, when they worship me, I want to hit him, but I couldn't. Yeah. Subhanallah. Yes. Fire. And this fire that you have is from the hellfire. You know, every summer, sometimes they have climax very hot. Last Friday, I was in Spokane, 109 degrees. I come out from the car. Ooh. Then I talk with somebody here. He's from Kuwait. Oh, the Kuwait is 120 something in Iran, right? Yeah. So that hot is to remind us about the hellfire. He said the hellfire like the bread. That's one of the breads. Then also hellfire produce cold, very cold. So there's in Surah Mudaththir, Allah described one of the punishment people in hellfire when they was in fire and they was screaming, and Allah saw them like a mountain. In the top of the mountain was ice. You know, when it's a fire, what you what? You clap. And when they're almost happy because they fire and then you see ice, but then when you get the ice, very cold, unbelievable. And then you see what? You see the fire down, right? Oh, I need fire. Right? Yatufuna bainaha wa bainahuma. Subhanallah, that's the funniest. Yeah, yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us to reflect, how many benefits of the fire. Uncountable. Everything that we have now is because of the fire. So the fire from hellfire. So when Allah going to send Adam to the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Jibril to go to hellfire to take the fire. So it's very important. God always big plan. Right? Before like they have dinosaur and all this and died. I heard they produce oil now. So when Adam came, it's ready already. The earth is ready. Right? Yeah. No more Big Bang, no more, right? It's ready. So Jibril went to Malik. Malik is the keeper of the hellfire. He said, I need a fire. Say, how big? Say, as big as death. I said, no. If you bring that fire to the earth, that big will destroy the earth. So give half of them. If you give you half, the ocean, the river will be boiling always. So give me the small was tiny. So give it tiny. And Jibril still worried. I put the tiny into the mountain melted. So Jibril had to put it in the ocean for 70,000 years before Adam. 70,000 years. Then when Adam came, so he gave to Adam. Right? So that fire we used now is from hellfire, but afterward. So it wasn't, imagine original one. Subhanallah. So therefore, why dua was wakina adhabannar. Allah said from hellfire. Right? Rasulullah said to Fatima, save yourself from hellfire. Said to Aisha, he said, if one half dead, you give to the full, they will frighten you from the punishment of hellfire, just do it. نحن جعلنا تذكرة ومتاعا للمقوين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم.
We have made it a reminder and provision for the travelers. So exalt the name of your Lord, the Most Great. The mention of fire here is also used as a reminder of the fire of hell. We made it a reminder for man, reminding man of the life to come. God has also made fire a comfort for desert dwellers. This last point was particularly relevant to the Arabs addressed by the Quran as it referred to their own life experience.
Yeah. So, beside that fire, we get benefit in dunya, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also remind us, right? This fire also can be dangerous for you, can be cause you cannot live there. But the problem sometimes, any word, if you don't understand or no clue, not make sense for you. For example, the Arab, when people on that time talk about ocean, say what ocean? So therefore, when the beginning after Uthman bin Affan, after his Khalifa, the Arabs start going outside. They said they're riding the what you call the sheep. Could live in desert, right? But then when they starting now have experience the ride the boat and then to see the wife, to see the animal, all this. So when next time you talk about ocean, oh, you understand, right? Yeah. So the same, the people sometimes did not really pay attention. If you do this is the consequence, right? Very interesting. One of the thing that the Quran mentioned, the Quran not only tell about the punishment, but he much what kind of what you call deed or disobedient, and this is the punishment. For example, the Quran said the one who did not want to give zakat, the one who hold their gold, their money, right? Allah will iron their forehead and also the back. No, wait a minute. Why this forehead and back? Because those people, when the poor came, you can see their unhappiness from here. And then what? So they know they're coming, they like this, and then turn back. So see the back. So that's the thing. Right? Rasulullah SAW said that he saw in the hellfire somebody just cut their tongue, lolitan cut. I said, oh, that's the one who almost like spread the rumors, backbiter, right? And then he saw people was put his head down, and the angel smashed his head like that. Come back and smash again. I said, who's this? It's the one who difficult to wake up for Fajr. Why is it? Because when the most difficult for Fajr was the head, very happy, right? And then he saw the people like was punished, like they went to one of the hall, and the hall like this, big and then small like this, and the fire come out from the bottom, just what you call burning is the private part. Said who? This to commit adultery and not repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, that's much it. So the Quran mentioned that, right, in order us to reflect, right, because one time in Makkah, there is a man so handsome. His name was Tawus. So when Tawus going to the Haram Masjid, the woman, they open their window. They look at. So one day, the woman was so, I couldn't control. So she made a plan. So when Tawus passed by, she like screamed, help, help, help. Right? So she is a good man. Someone didn't help. So went inside. And she locked the door. And what are you doing? If you don't do what I want, I will scream that you come here. I said, okay, but okay. Because on that time, when the people would leave, you come to attack her. But I said, I need you to bring the what you call bring the candle. So she thought, that's good. Maybe she want romantic. A candle. She brought a candle. And then he put his hand like this. So what are you doing? I said, can you do it? No. I said, look, you even can touch this fire 1 second. So imagine that fire. and she cried. And she cried, and then she became famous, Bidatu Makkah, the worship of Makkah, because of that. Right? And subhanAllah, look, when you give us something for Allah, Allah gives you something better. And then they marry. They marry in the right way. Subhanallah. Right? So fasabbih bismi rabbikal azim. So therefore, you know, Allah, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already mentioned, fasabbih. Man, Allah is perfect. You know, say subhanallah. The most, he said that two words, kalimatan khafifatan. Two words is very easy to say, right? Habibatan in the Rahman, and the most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thaqilatan fil mizan, but very heavy in the scale. Subhanallah bihamdih, subhanallah al-azim. Subhanallah bihamdih, subhanallah al-azim. And the hadith said, who said that 100 times every day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive his sin, even his sin like the foam of the ocean. Subhanallah. Right? فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم.
Then I swear by the setting of the stars, and verily that is indeed a great oath, if you but knew. Those addressed by the Quran at the time of its revelation knew no more about the positions of the stars than what they could see with the naked eye. Therefore, the surah tells them that the oath already made was a mighty one, even though they did not know it at the time. Today, we appreciate the greatness of this oath far more than they did, but we too know only very little about the greatness of the positions of the stars. The little we have discovered with our seemingly advanced observations and allegedly powerful telescopes tells us that one of the countless clusters in open space.
So after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invite us to think about the plan, you know, about the water, about the fire, right? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala switch us to something that another blessing. It's not physical, but spiritual. And this blessing more important than all this blessing, right? And before he talk about the blessing, he swear. Then I swear by the setting of the star. Subhanallah. No, when people swear, what for? By God, what for it? You know, now people sometimes swear no meaning. Oh, you know, by God, I like it. Just like it. But before, when people swear is to remove the doubts. Right? I swear, yeah, I swear. Right? That's number one. Number two is to invite people to pay attention. That's the goal of the Quran, to pay attention, because people sometimes not pay attention, right? Until somebody swear, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always use that, especially for the Arab at that time, right? So when the Arab hear the swear, what in their mind? Oh man, this, because the Arab used to swear, but swear with Lat, Uzza, with their God, right? So no, Muhammad swear with something they never use it, the setting of stars. What is it? What's the connection? Right? Now, the Arab, mostly when the travel went at night, because daytime crazy, it's hot, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the star have house sitting, the orbit, stay there, right? And what for? Guidance. How do you, there no GPS, nothing. When you're going for somewhere, I'm going to Jerusalem, I'm going to, what direction? The star. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, hey, who created that star? I swear with something that you benefit. And you not made it. That's subhanAllah. And then the Quran said, وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. This is the word that the Quran never used before. And verily, this is indeed a great oath, if you but know. He didn't say wal asri. And it is the great oath. He didn't say that. But for this one, God used this one. Yeah, to show the important what he going to say. Something that's very expensive, something valuable, something you have to pay attention. And to make that thing is your companion, your friend, right? So swear is to preparation to say something important and ask you to pay attention. So this is the meaning. إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون.
Indeed, it is a noble Quran and a book well guarded with Allah in the heaven, i.e., Allah on Mahfuz. The point is that this great truth does not need an oath to establish it, as it is already clear and well confirmed. The Quran is indeed a most honorable discourse. It is unlike anything the unbelievers allege about it, claiming that it is the work of a monk or a madman, or that it is fabricated, or a host of ancient legends, or that it is delivered by devils or whatever. It is most honorable by its source, by itself, and by the message and teachings it imparts.
Amen. So after he swear with the setting of star, he said, this is the noble Quran, the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because without Quran, we are lost. Because this question we cannot answer. Who am I? Am I? Why I am here? Where are you going from here? Right? You know, if you buy something like new technology that you never used before, what you need? Manual. Right?
Is the phone banking?
No.
No.
Yeah, manual. Now, without manual, what happened? Maybe destroyed it, right? So now you know, even manual, maybe a small book, the value of manual is like the value of this, right? So therefore, if you read Surah Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, Khalaq al-Insan, Allah the Merciful taught Quran and then created man. It should be what? Man and then Quran, right? No, Allah put Quran. He said, even before I created you, Quran is already there. The manual already there. How to live in this life. Right? And also this Quran, fi kitabin maknun, is well guarded. No interference. No one touched it. It is protected. Allah used to send a book before, and Allah never say guarantee I will protect it. Torah, Injil, right? Allah SWT asked people to protect it and unable. So the Quran, don't worry. You know, the protocol of Quran, not Saudi, Indonesia, Iran, no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So never, until no, never, people cannot mess up. He said in Germany, there is like a library where the people there, the scientists, they collected all the holy books. And very interesting. All holy book always have a new version. Only the Quran. There's only one. Right? إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين.
None touch it except the purified, that is, the angels, a revelation from the Lord of the worlds. In this life on earth, anyone can handle the Quran, someone who's purified or someone who's contaminated, a believer or an unbeliever. To take the negation as applying to the book containing the Quran would be erroneous. It can only be true when we take it as refuting the unbeliever's allegations. The divine record containing the Quran in heaven is untouchable by anyone other than the purified angels.
So before I continue, we'll talk about the fiqh first. لا يمسه, don't touch it, except purify. He said angels, right? So the between the madhab, they have different opinion. Like Shafi'i, it means you cannot touch Quran unless you have wudu, the times. The other said no, because mutahharun here mean purify mean the angels, right? And the other said, you cannot give the Quran to non-believer if it's only Arabic. You can give it if there's translation in it. The Quran is holy. The reason is that because Muhammad SAW, when he sent the letter to the kings of the world, there's the word Quran there, but also have his word also there. Right? So if this combination is okay. Right? So there's different opinion. Right? So, but anyway, but also spiritually, it means the Quran will not affect you. Quran will not send for you unless also you are clean. Your heart has to be free from shirk, from hypocrisy, right? So more you clean, and then more the Quran will affect you. Subhanallah, right? So physically, spiritually. And also, Allah SWT said the Quran is to tell us that this book is not any other word. It's the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran said, look at when the Quran said, وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنْصِتُوا. When the Quran was recited, he said, listen and what? Ansitu means shut up. In our language, shut up, don't talk. It's very important because sometimes people drive in the car, turn on the Quran, and we're chatting. How you doing? How much did buy? Subhanallah. Turn off the Quran. Because you disrespect the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One time I went to Muslim restaurant. The Quran is beautiful, Abdul Basit. Bismillah. People was laughing, joking, and playing. So I went to the owner and said, can you turn off the Quran? You don't like the Quran? I said, no, nobody listen. This is God's word. If you talk to somebody who didn't listen to you, what happened? You get mad. That's the meaning, respect. This is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? And also, I would like to just to remind you that, the Quran, Rasulullah mostly didn't use the word Hafid. He said, Ahlul Quran, the people of Quran, or Sahibul Quran, the companion of the Quran. I sometimes said, Hamilul Quran, the carrier. Like women when they are pregnant. When she's pregnant, what happens? So be careful, right? So therefore, if you have Quran, you have to be careful, right? And also, in the hadith said, Al-Baytul ladhi yukra fil Quran, the house where Quran recited in it, right? Yakthuru khairuhu. His goodness will be increased. Subhanallah. Maybe you have problem with your health. You have problem, in relation between husband and wife. The reason is no Quran. So therefore, I advise you, don't let even one day without Quran. Even just one page. Even you don't understand. Because the Quran, not like other book. It said, لِيُتَعَبَّدْ بِهِ. You understand or not, is you get the word and you are worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, why is it when you pray, you have to be with Arabic, get the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one day, a man said to his dad, because he asked to read Quran, Dad, what? It's not make sense. I don't understand. Oh, what benefit? So the father gave him like a bucket, but they have hole in that. Okay, bring, and then there's river there. Take water there, and the bucket was dirty bucket. He went there, and he had to bring me quick. So I said, so you run. Every time the water is finished. So maybe after 10 times, Dad, not make sense. I said, yeah, make sense what? Look it inside. We are clean. The bucket is clean because you put water into it, right? Of course, it is better, good, to understand the meaning, right? A second one, in order that you enjoy the Quran, right? Every surah that you read when you salat, try to understand deeply, not just translation. Many of you, people at least mastered a few surah from Surah Juz Amma, right? Everybody know Qul ya kafirun, inna atayna, wallah, binas falak, maybe some wadduha, some, right? So start from there. No surah that you memorize it, master it, and you don't understand the meaning. If you ask, everybody loves two surah. Inna atayna and Qul Allahad. Right? It's okay. But try to understand deeply. One time somebody was praying, said, what is it? Yeah, Sheikh, inna atayna. I said, can you tell me what Kawthar mean? What? What's Abtar mean? No. He's 30. 30 years you read Quran, the same ayah. If you don't understand nothing, you will Google it. Why never Google it what Abtar mean? The other says, what's your name? As-Samad. What's Samad mean? What? Subhanallah. Hey, imagine, I always mention that if the boss send an email to all his employees, and then he meet one of them in the morning. Did you see my email? I said, yes, sir. You understand? No. What do you think of it? Right? So you have to tanzilul min revelation from the Lord of the world. Right? Yeah. So try as best you can, right? To make Quran your companion. You know what happened if you don't check your WhatsApp, Facebook a day? You feel something, right? So yeah, the Sahaba, their connection with the Quran, like our connection with our cell phone, right? Like one time, a sheikh, a man came to the sheikh. Sheikh, I think my wife, she's wali. She's close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said, why? Because if she put blanket, I saw the light. Wow. And the sheikh said, did she have WhatsApp? Yeah. She was open WhatsApp on the blanket. Subhanallah. Yeah. Yeah. Subhanallah. Any question? MashaAllah. Okay, make dua inshallah. Alhamdulillah hamdan yafi ni'amah wa fi mazid ya rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad. Amin. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma hina aslam as-sunnah wa fa'na. Allahumma jal Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nura basarina wa jalal. Allahumma ansur muslimina fi Gaza. اللهم انصرهم ودمر أعداءهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين